If I'm speaking about depression and mental illness, I suppose going back as far as when I was sort of 9 years old, it probably started then, and without giving my age away, that was like, in the late 70s when people you didn't seem to hear much about depression or mental illness, certainly not as much as you do nowadays. Other people seem to be smiling and laughing, and even as a child at 9 years old, I just thought, why am I not happy like everyone else? It probably didn't help that I wasn't particularly good in school, and I didn't really enjoy school. And I thought that it was probably because I didn't like school that I was so unhappy. But now, on reflection, it probably wasn't school at all, and I think it was actually depression. But I just didn't know what it was at that time. The problem is that when it goes on for so long, it can then lead to sort of, actual physical illness, because I started sort of passing out, which then turned into like seizures. I had no reflexes in my knees. I remember them scraping the soles of my feet, which should have made me jump through the roof. And I felt nothing, absolutely nothing. There were shining lights in my eyes. My pupils didn't dilate, which usually means that, you're brain dead. They thought I had a brain tumour, and I was in hospital for almost a year. And then it just suddenly went away. Then I seemed to be all right for a few years, and I remember it sort of coming back again in my late teens. And I remember going to the doctor. It had gone on for so long, and I just felt so down, and all the time. And the thing about it was, and I remember saying to the doctor, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm a musician. My band was doing particularly well. Work was good. I had a girlfriend at the time. Everything was good. There was actually nothing wrong. I couldn't think of anything that was wrong, and I knew that I should be happy and I should feel blessed that everything's good. I remember the doctor saying to me, Colin, there doesn't need to be anything wrong. It's depression. It's called depression. It's clinical depression. And she said, everybody needs a little bit of help sometimes, and I'm going to prescribe you some tablets. And she says, for goodness sake, take them, because everybody deserves a break occasionally. And she says, there doesn't need to be anything wrong. It's in your clinical makeup. It's in your genes almost. And I took them for a few months. Didn't make me overly happy or anything. The way people call them happy pills and stuff. It wasn't like I was over the moon, but it just took the edge off for a while. And I stopped taking them after the few months, and I've actually never been on them ever since. I've sort of learned to deal with it my own way. If you were my friend on Facebook, for example, you would see that I put a lot of poems up. I would write poetry, I would write songs and things like that. And I think the reason for that is the poems are a way of getting your feelings out. If you're feeling, particularly down or emotional or even happy, however you're feeling, it's like an emotional release. Sometimes I think that it's you're too emotional, and you need some sort of an overflow almost. And I think I've learned to deal with it that way, just with writing poems and writing songs and so on. And it's a way of, although I know they say it's good to talk and everything, and I don't particularly speak to people about it, but in a way I'm sort of speaking through writing the poetry and writing the songs and actually putting them up on Facebook for people to read. And it has been good, because people have said that poem struck a chord with me, and I feel the same, and things like that. There's a saying, you know, a problem shared is a problem halved, and it definitely is good to talk, whether that be a professional, you know, a doctor, or a friend, or a family member. You know,